Hey guys, it's quote unquote your boy, Ballface8020, back again with another great commentary. I'm sorry, great response video. Um, I wasn't intending to do a response video today or any kind of video today. I was had kind of a busy evening, and so I was sitting down. I had brushed my teeth. Um, and which is what I do to feel better. And I'd put the eye drops in my eyes to deal with my dry eyes, and taken my nasal spray, and sat down with a glass of water, and I was looking forward to listening to a stimulating YouTube debate regarding the historical Jesus. Those of you who aren't familiar with the historical Jesus, it means the study of Jesus, the Gospels, and early Christianity in general from a historical perspective as opposed to a theological perspective. So it's not pro-religion, it's not pro-Christian, and it's not anti-Christian. It's just treating the sources we have like you would treat any other historical source, and trying to interpret it that way, as opposed to again, like most people, if they were reading the Gospels or the Epistles, they would, or even some of the early church fathers, they would be reading it for theological reasons, not historical reasons. And there's like totally different views. And I mean, there are people who are conservative evangelical Christians who are part of the historical, to study the historical Jesus stuff. So it really has nothing to do with whether you're pro-Christian or anti-Christian. Although there are some people in it who are, obviously very religious Christians, and there's people in it who were like really hate Christianity too. So you just have to understand that people do have biases, and hopefully sift through the facts and make your own decisions. Anyway, I was going to listen to a debate about that, and I probably will after this video is over. But before I go to click on it, I see this pop up in my recommendeds. Kerrigan Zander talking about the thing. Now I didn't even see the thing, but if I see Kerrigan's face, I click. The I mean, I no need to lie. No need to lie. At this point, I genuinely do have a crush on her. No, it doesn't. Yes, I'm still aromantic. No, I mean, first of all, even if I wasn't too old for her, I wouldn't want a relationship. It's not that kind of crush. But I don't know. She's cute and I like her. Um, this video is, and if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even bother responding to it, because this video is, there's like some stuff that's worth responding to, but it's not as interesting as, like, say, the last two that she were in, like where I felt like even if she was a basement monster, I still would have responded to those videos because of the content that was in it. Um, but it also gets back to the other thing that I say, and dude, I'm not trolling here. I'm not being a smartass. Okay, when I say this, uh, Kerrigan should take over doing the videos for Casey, because it doesn't matter if you like Kerrigan. It doesn't matter if you think she's cute or not. Um, all that matters is that her charisma is 10 billion times what Casey is, which, that's not even correct, because Casey has negative charisma. So, times like, and, and Kerrigan, don't get me wrong, Kerrigan's not the most charismatic person in the world, but she at least has something. The end, charisma is something you either have it or you don't. And Kerrigan has it. Again, maybe you don't think she's the most charismatic. I don't think she's the most charismatic, but she's good. She's good. She has it. And Casey doesn't. He just doesn't. And that would be something like, even if I agreed with everything Casey said, he just doesn't have it. So I mean, I think, I'm not saying Casey. Well, I mean, yes, I am saying Casey should retire. But the thing is, if he's going to keep doing these things, I would say, you keep doing the coaching behind the scenes, but let Kerrigan do the videos, because anybody would rather watch Kerrigan than listen to you, in your that horrible Plains accent you have, spurg about the things. Like, if you're going to talk about nonsense, at least get Kerrigan to do it. Okay. So anyway, video. Number one reason women find modern men attractive. See, that's a weird title because I think she goes and gives four reasons. I don't know why. I'm not really sure. I don't know what happened there. I think that might have. I'm assuming that title is going to get reworked. I'm not sure what's going on here. Um, okay, so this is supposed to be like things that you may be doing to turn off women. This video is going to be more relevant if you are a Zoomer, because I'm not. Not only am I not a Zoomer, but I really don't know any. So my Zoomer viewers, again, I'm going to plead with you to get involved in the in the comments and say if anything she is saying sounds familiar to you or makes sense. Because I don't know how much things have changed since I was a kid. Like a lot of the things she's talking about, just like guys weren't like that when I was a kid, so I don't know. But I'll do my best to provide some insight here. So anyway, again, this is about what women don't like about guys these days. Again, from a Zoomer perspective. I believe she's a senior in high school.
Today I'm going to be talking about things women find unattractive in modern day men. Number one, men who are in touch with their feminine side. Now, this might be a little bit controversial, but no woman wants to be dating another woman the same way that a man wouldn't want to date another man. Meaning, if a guy has really feminine traits, it feels like a girl is dating another girl. Whereas if a guy is dating a woman with very masculine traits, it's like a man's dating another man. And no one wants that when they're trying to date the opposite gender. So some examples of the modern day men being in touch with their feminine side is like the whole men who paint their fingernails. I know e-boys is a huge thing right now.
Okay, good. So she touched on what I wanted to say. Again, I'm not a Zoomer. And even if I was, I don't really think women have a problem with this. I see it. It really depends on what you mean by in touch with your feminine side. Because if you're talking about painting your nails and wearing makeup and even sometimes wearing women's clothes, that isn't really being in touch with your feminine side. Like, those rockers in like the 70s, or do you really think guys like Alice Cooper were in touch with their feminine side? Like, who were wearing lipstick and dresses and stuff. Now, look, I'm not a big fan of it. It didn't do anything for me. But it's not whatever you thought about it, it wasn't feminine. It was like um I don't know, we transgressive and stuff, and like and Harry Styles, when he did that shoot in wearing a dress or something, and like again, I'm not endorsing it or not endorsing it, this kind of stuff, but I'm saying like there's nothing that was meant to be feminine about it. It was more just kind of like I don't even know what to call it. I mean, weird maybe, but not feminine, because that's not how you know that's not really what being feminine is like. So I think she's shit. Um, Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, this is where I would have to call on my Zoomer viewers to uh to say um to say like, are you noticing this? Like, is this an issue with our guys acting more feminine today? Because I don't know.
On TikTok and such, but that is a very feminine thing to do. And most girls, if they're not into the e-boy thing, will not want a man with painted fingernails. Again, with modern day men being in touch with their feminine side, very commonly guys now are almost overly emotional or like overly sensitive because they're very understanding now and they try to care a lot because they think that they're supposed to care about things that most people don't really care about. So it just gives them more feminine.
So basically, younger guys today are soft drama queens. That sounds probably true. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's true, and I don't know if women have a problem for it. I would say that Kerrigan could probably benefit uh, from learning about the black pill a little more. Like my guess is, like, yeah, contrary to what black pillars will tell you, no matter how good you look, excessively needy or feminine behavior will turn a lot of women off. But some of them like it, especially if you're Chad. I mean, what mainly is going to be about is looks. You know, if you're tall, good looking, good hair, women are going to respond pretty well to you. Like even if you're kind of needy and simpy. Again, you can't do it too much. You can't do too much of it, or you'll fuck stuff up. But it's not like sure. I mean, would they prefer that maybe you not be like that? Well, yeah, but there's revealed preference. They're not going to leave a good looking guy over that. So it's mainly more about looks, and this is what she's saying is it's not really violating the black pill, but it almost like it like approaches violating the black pill. So still problematic.
Qualities. And again, no girl wants to date another girl. Number 2 is pikmi boys. Now, I talked about pikmi boys a little bit in the last video I did for Casey, but a lot of people in the comments didn't really know what a pikmi boy was. Now, a lot of times, guys talk about girls that fish for compliments and they say it's unattractive. Now, a pikmi boy is a guy who's fishing for compliments. If they are snapping you or texting you or talking to you even and saying, "Oh my god, I'm just so ugly," it's because they want you to call them cute.
Okay, no, that guys today are doing this, right? Like, I mean, again, I want you Zoomer guys in the comments to speak up. Like, do guys seriously do that stuff? Because that would never have happened when I was young. That a guy would do something like that. This now I'll say, if you are a guy doing stuff like that, stop. That is not going to work. I think she's just either wrong or making this up, or this might be some weird North Dakota thing, because I can't believe that things have changed that much.
Or attractive. Or a pick me boy is a guy saying, "No one's ever going to want to date me." If you keep talking like that, no one really is going to want to date you. This type of
Well, they will if you're Chad.
Talking makes men seem extremely unconfident, and everyone knows that confidence is something that is extremely attractive. So if you say
Yeah, I mean, not really.
these things, it looks like you're tearing yourself down and you're not presenting the best version of yourself. You're actually presenting the worst version of yourself. So who would want to date a bad version of someone? Number 3 is guys who do not work out or stay in shape. With modern day men in society, a very popular look is the like skinny boy kind of twig look, and it's very popular on social media yet again. Now,
well, see, so we keep coming back to that. She's saying that like one things that women don't like about modern men is that they're too soft. They like to do things, feminine things like wear makeup and paint their nails. Then they have like really skinny boyish bodies with low muscle tone and stuff like that. And so now she may not like that. Oh, that's fine. But then she's saying that that women don't like this. But then she goes and says that if you look on social media, it's very popular. Well, it's very popular on social media with women. So obviously some women like it. Like a lot of women like it. Now it could be something that they just are in it really more like a high school and even a tween thing, and then they grow out of it. But I think the only thing that like women are super always into is height. But there are like something they like height, but they don't like big frame or big muscles. They like height, but they like a soft feminine height. Or they might like a big masculine height, or or a medium height, like a Beto O'Rourke type. Well, they all like height, but then there's different types of things. So this thing that women are all turned off by this kind of soft soy boy physique, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see that. I don't buy that women are unattracted to it. I would say that physique is something that women really don't care about. I think that generally speaking, women do not like gym bodies. Although they'd prefer it over being obese. They prefer it over being obese, but it's just physique just isn't really something women value. I mean, like even women who want a big guy with a big frame, they don't actually care about his physique. They just want the big frame. But it makes no sense for her to say that this is something that women don't like when she's admitting that apparently most women do like it. Now, as for like why guys are acting like this, it's tough to tell if it's cultural or if it's because of just the lower testosterone levels. There does seem to be a lot of evidence that testosterone levels are really declining. I myself, just started TRT this week or last week, I'm sorry. And because my testosterone levels came in as, substantially lower than like a man in his 80s. And for me, like there was really no signs. Like I didn't. I mean, other than fatigue, I didn't really have any signs that jumped out to me. Like I guess you could say my voice is high, but the thing is, my voice was high when I was a little kid, and I don't think I had low testosterone then. So I think that a lot of these kids maybe they're acting more feminine because their testosterone levels are lower. I really don't know. And wouldn't surprise me. So I would say that would be more the solution. Would be to get the testosterone levels fixed, not to watch more Casey Zander videos.
Although this is popular on social media such as like TikTok or Instagram and such, a girl wants a boy who can pick him up. If my boy's arms were smaller than mine, one, that would make me feel self conscious, and two, it just would not be attractive. Now, although no one ever.
Yeah, I mean that's smaller than you, sure. Smaller than yours, sure. But I don't think it's I mean, to have smaller arms than a girl, his arms would have to be pretty small. So I don't know if that's that's really a good comparison. The um so and I'm not again I'm sorry I'm still not convinced it's a huge deal. I agree being too small is fine, but I think it's more of a frame thing. A frame thing. As long as the frame is an okay size, even if you don't have a lot of muscular development, I don't think she'll care. Even if she doesn't like the soy boy look. So I really think that she's projecting her own taste onto all women.
Never says it, physical attributes in a man are extremely attractive. People always think that that is a bad thing, but just because you're attracted to how someone looks does not mean it's a bad thing. Obviously, personality is a huge thing as well, but
No, I mean no, it's not. It's way more of a thing than black pillars think. It definitely matters. I mean, I don't know. Maybe for Zoomers it doesn't, but when I was a kid, it definitely mattered. It definitely had an impact. Personality and status. But even then, well, not with status, but with personality, there needs to be at least a minimum looks threshold that you may just not hit. Um, but to say that like it's even close to being equally as important is insane. I mean, like the greatest personality in a mediocre face is, or even a slightly above average face, is not going to do nearly as well as um, a mediocre personality, but Chad looks. Then Chad will absolutely just destroy the personality guy. Even if the personality guy's not that bad looking.
physical attributes also just increases attractiveness so much. So basically, if you're trying to follow this whole like skinny boy feminine thing, because girls are saying that they want a guy that's more feminine, it just won't work out because a girl in a relationship wants to feel small. They want to feel feminine. And if they're guy.
And if the guy is tall, they will feel that. I mean, I would say that women don't necessarily want to feel small, they want to feel short. If they wanted to feel small, you would see women being more attracted to bodybuilder types, guys with big frames. Whereas I really think that frame size, I mean, look, it's better to have a big frame, don't get me wrong, but I think it's beyond just diminishing returns. I actually think that too big a frame can kind of hurt your SMV. It gets to the point where it's just women are kind of like, too much of a good thing. The the I mean, not that there aren't some women who are super into it, but really they want to feel, again, they want to feel short. They want to feel short, not that they want to feel small per se. And sometimes it's not even that, because like the thing is, you need to keep in mind that like those chicks who are into femdom, they are not they don't want to feel small. They don't want to feel small or safe or protected or any of that shit. They still want a tall guy because who the fuck knows why? I mean, that's just women for you. So I what she's talking about is like, I mean, she should change her current advice, which seems like she's getting at like, get stronger and like get like bigger in terms of mass and bulk, when she should be saying get taller.
Guy is equally as small as them, they're gonna kind of feel like the man in the relationship. So hit the gym and try to make some gains. Number 4
Or get leg lengthening surgery. That's what she should have said.
is boys who care a lot about their status. What I mean by this is boys who really care about what they put on social media or online or what the public thinks of them versus how they actually interact with another human face to face. So you'll have some boys that are posting all these crazy pictures, making it look like they're having so much fun and that they're just such a cool guy, and then you meet them in person and they have zero social skills whatsoever. Basically, if they care more about looking cool than actually being a cool person, that is not attractive whatsoever.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is an issue more with Zoomers, just in general, because the Zoomers are like, we call it terminally online. So I don't know if all of them are, but a lot are, and they're like, it seems like a lot of being a Zoomer now is not so much experiences, but it's about the creating an online image of having the experiences as opposed to actually having them. Instead, you're worried about making the image look like you have. Like, how is this going to look on Instagram? Or I want to do this to look on Instagram. It's such a foreign way of thinking to like anybody who didn't grow up in the Zoomer era. So I really can't even imagine what it must be like to be a Zoomer, or the generation behind the Zoomers. I mean, it can't be healthy for kids' development. Would women necessarily find this unattractive? See, here's my problem with that. I don't think women would necessarily find it unattractive because women are going to be doing the same thing themselves. And my guess would be that being, with male nature and female nature being what they are, is that women are probably substantially more into this than men are. And that I think that a lot of women would care a lot about their romantic interest, social media presence, like how he looks on social media. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there were girls today who turned down guys who they may have liked because they're like, his Instagram just isn't very impressive and it would make me look bad, something like that. Like, I don't know. Again, this is why we need Zoomer input. But so I think what she's saying is just overwhelmingly wrong. She gave 4 reasons. I think one of them was okay. But really, I mean, she's got the charisma, and I think she's actually given okay advice in a couple of the videos, but this one, I guess, is what happens when you push it. I think she's just super off track here. I think she's just incorrect. And I think the advice actually is bad. It's the opposite of what you're if you're trying to be attractive to women. I would even say maybe do the opposite of what she said in this video. I don't know.
Also, the whole reason I'm even talking about this topic
is because Casey asked you to.
Is because a lot of guys I know and like guys that I interact with at school and such, they're kind of cringy.
They're cringy, but they're getting laid. I mean, you may find them cringy correctly, but these are guys who you're hanging out with, right? So they're like, I'm assuming she's one of the popular girls. So she's hanging out with guys who are one of the popular, and yeah, their behavior probably is kind of, femme, cringy, dramatic. They're still getting laid, right? So, I mean, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it doesn't work, especially when we've heard from the first video you were in that you're nothing like your female friends who apparently don't find it cringy. They apparently like it because they're sleeping with these same guys. So I think you're projecting what you think onto all other women.
Every person I come in contact with in modern day society is not a man. I take a look at my brothers and my dad and people that I know that are more family related.
That is your image of masculinity, Casey, and your other brother? Are you kidding me? Now I'll give you your dad. I mean, I can't stand the guy. I think he's a fucking douchebag. The basically the Xander family is kind of a mystery. You have like a normal mom, because we've seen her once and she seems like actually very normal, and a total douchebag, working class German American dad. This isn't a racist thing against Germans or German Americans, but there's sort of a kind of a Midwestern Plains stereotypical working class German American guy, and Casey's dad really embodies that. And then he's kind of a normie mom, and then it seems like Kerrigan took after the mom, and poor Casey, and I think the other guy's name is Ryan, took after the dad. Except, I mean, the dad's probably the dad's more of just kind of like a boring douche. Like, he's not real. I don't know if I would call him cringe. We haven't seen enough of him to say that. But Casey and Ryan are like super cringe. Now, the dad, I guess, he is masculine, so I could see that. Like, she's looking at her dad, but to think that Casey and Ryan are masculine, I mean, they're not. They're just objectively not masculine guys at all. I mean, their phenotype is kind of masculine. I guess you could say that, like, their spurginess is masculine, because spurginess is a masculine character trait, but it's not a masculine character trait that I've ever heard any woman say is attractive. Like, yes, being a spurg is masculine, but it's bad masculine, not good masculine. So I'm just like at a loss. I'm just like completely at a loss. And like, if I just the guys aren't men anymore. Well, again, very few guys you meet are going to be as masculine as Kerrigan, Casey, and Ryan's dad. I mean, he's a very, I know we've only seen a bit of him, but he's a very masculine guy. So I think she may have kind of like an unrealistic expectation there. But I would imagine that, like, even most millennial guys, like, I see millennial guys, and I see them every day actually at the store where I go to get soda, across from where I work. And they're way more masculine than Casey. So I don't know. I really don't know what she's talking about. I don't know. I don't know. It could be like a location thing. So anyway, like I said, I think her first two videos were good. I think even in this video, I think she's shown a lot of charisma. And I think she should take over all the videos from here. But in terms of just content, I don't think this one was very good. I think that this one was off base and gave bad advice. That's all for now, and I'll see you in the next.
Or older, and they seem much more manly and put together. And obviously,
we'll keep watching for a
age
second.
comes into play. But it just seems like a lot of people nowadays are not being who they really are, and they're trying to fit into this mold of society.
Whoa. Okay, I know I said we were going to stop there, but I'm glad we accidentally, because I tried to stop the recording, but I restarted the video instead. I'm glad we didn't stop there, because trying to be somebody else and not who you really are, I mean, that's your brother's entire career. His entire life. Casey has dedicated his life to trying to be something, and it's beyond that. It's like a Russian doll of this. Like, he's dedicated his life to trying to be a guy who teaches guys to try to be something that they're not. So I don't know what the hell she's talking about. What? I mean, this may be a problem in society. People trying to be something, like, I mean, that they're not. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm not observant, but like, when I go out and I see people seem like they're just kind of the same as they've always been. They're I don't know. And as for like less masculinity, I got to be honest with you, I haven't noticed it. Again, maybe that's because I don't see a lot of Zoomers. But yeah, I mean, that's a really ironic thing she said. Yeah. So anyway, we'll keep watching. Maybe she'll say something else interesting.
So that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. My brother's having a huge
Okay, stop. Okay, there was nothing else. All right, now it's all for now. See you guys in the next.